After going for some of the longest platinum trophies this year including Fall Guys, Red Dead Redemption 1, Red Dead Redemption 2 and Mortal Kombat 1. I wanted one more challenge before ending 2023, and there was only one game I just had to have in my platinum collection. That game of course is Grand Theft Auto 5. Releasing just over 10 years ago and spanning an entire 3 generations of PlayStation, 25 installments of Marvel movies, 2 Olympic Games and a global pandemic. GTA 5 is the fastest-selling entertainment product in history to reach $1 billion in revenue and has sold an astonishing 185 million copies. And finally we are just a few days away from seeing what Grand Theft Auto 6 will look like. But enough about the history, let's talk about the platinum. GTA 5 has 51 trophies needed to obtain the ultra-rare platinum. This is broken down into 3 steps. Step 1 is all the story-related trophies. Step 2 will be the online section and Step 3 will be the miscellaneous and clean-up trophies. So in the famous words of Maud.
Anyway, let's not waste all day with inconsequential chit-chat.
Sit back, relax, and smoke them if you have them, and for the final time this year, let's get this platinum trophy.
I'm getting too old for this nonsense.
We start with all the story-related trophies. I'll just make this into a montage in the interest of time, but all in all this is hands down my favorite story in all of the GTA series. I just love the story and the way the characters develop as the game progresses. Comment down below who your favorite of the 3 characters are. Mine is most definitely Trevor, but I think it has more to do with the voice actor than the actual game. We progress with the story as Michael befriends Franklin and requires his help to pull a series of jobs to pay back a crime boss for a little mistake he made. This draws the attention of long-lost pal Trevor who believed Michael was dead, only he wasn't dead but rather in protective custody with the FIB. I won't ruin it too much but the ending requires you to make a choice and you will need to think about this carefully if you are going for the platinum. All 3 characters must be alive at the end of the story to avoid another playthrough. After choosing the option to keep all 3 characters alive, that concluded the main story which meant we could start focusing on some of the more tedious trophies in the game. The first one I wanted to get out the way was Close Shave. For this you must fly under all the bridges in the game and complete all the knife flight challenges. I actually had to do these bridges 3 times in order to get the trophy to pop. There is no tracker in game to tell you which ones you have completed. 3 fucking times I did this and there are 50 bridges in this game. Up next I also wanted to get San Andreas Sightseer done as I read it was kinda buggy, so I brought a jet with the millions of dollars I had left after finishing the main story. I just flew around until you got the trophy. It didn't take long at all. After this I needed to spend even more money but as Trevor this time, and buy the airfield to start the TP Industries Arm Race Trophy. There are 10 side missions, 5 on land and 5 in a plane. Basically just race to the point and make the drop or the collection without dying and you will have this trophy in the bag. With that done and dusted I moved on to multidisciplined. To obtain this you need a gold medal in all applicable pastimes and hobbies. These include the following activities. Finish first in an off-road race. Finish first in a sea race. Finish first in a street race. Finish first in a triathlon. We aren't done with the triathlons yet but more on that later. For now let's talk about the most ridiculous trophy in this entire game. Every Rockstar game has one trophy which is just over the top stupid. In GTA 5 it's the Kiflem trophy. Honestly one of the worst trophies I've ever done for how stupid this is. For this trophy you need to do the following. On your phone in-game search the Apilson program and start by filling out the questionnaire. One of the questions gives a very clear indication of what to expect from these guys. After going to a random point on the map you will get a message asking you for a donation. After you donate you're asked to go to another location and you're met by 2 people who ask you to donate another small amount of money. After making the donation you then have to go to another location where you're informed the leaders require new cars. You now must locate the 5 cars they require and steal them and return them to a custom shop. At this point if you're enjoying the video please do consider leaving a like, it helps me out massively. Once you have collected all the required cars and 1 motorbike, you then have to go to another location, and this is where it gets strange. You have to use some weird device to locate a magical item, and Michael is convinced he found it.
I understand it, this is fucking it.
Good, then you know what it costs.
5 grand.
10.
Whatever.
After another donation, and yep you guessed it another location on the map you must then buy some robes for a small fee.
25 grand? Jesus. I mean, crap.
At this point you're now halfway through this trophy, but not before wearing them for 10 days in game. One game in GTA is 48 minutes which translates to 6 hours in real life. Of course I didn't do this for 6 hours, instead I saved the game repeatedly about 50 times and advanced time that way. And after this you must go to the desert and run around in the robes for 5 miles. Once this is done you're finally invited to the big house and are led away to finally resheath this trophy. Seriously Rockstar, just what the hell man. After the ridiculousness of that trophy was done with, I wanted to start on the collectibles. So I started looking for all the spaceship parts. These were actually my favorite as they take you to some cool locations on the map. There are 50 spaceship parts to find and collect throughout GTA 5, the majority of them are very simple to reach and locate, but there is one which was proving to be a little tricky. Thankfully I've spent years flying helicopters in Warzone and landed this chopper without any problems. Once you have found and collected all 50 parts, Omega will send you a message. Just go back to his marker for a small cutscene and a pretty cool car is now yours to use whenever you want. I really like this car. It's now time for step 2. I had some time off work so I decided to start the online trophies. I won't cover all of them in this video, just the main ones. I picked up my GTA Online experience at level 9. And only 92 levels away from 100. Little did I know this would take me 3 weeks to reach level 100, but honestly I had a great time. GTA Online can be extremely overwhelming for first-time players, so I recommend watching a beginner's guide on what to do first, and that's what I did. First trophy online I did was backseat driver. You need to win a race as a passenger. This can be boosted very easily, so I had a friend help me. After advancing to level 20 I was able to call Merryweather. This is very simple, just scroll down to the contacts and request an attack helicopter and this trophy is yours. Probably the easiest trophy in the game.
How can I help? A helicopter will be with you shortly.
It was around this point I decided to join GTA Plus. The only thing I wanted was this car. At the time it was the best in the game and I needed it to win 5 races online. And I did that with some ease using this car. I also wanted to get around the map much quicker as I didn't have a helicopter yet. 5 online races in the bag and the online grind continued. After reaching level 18 you will be informed that gangs are now causing problems in certain areas. These points are random, but when you see one you just need to finish one without dying and kill at least 10 enemies. Because my health was so low being a new player, this took a few attempts, so I was being extra careful on this attempt. Successfully surviving will earn you the clean sweep trophy. Shortly after this, while attempting the unnatural selection trophy, I earned a trophy for reaching level 25, and this took days. Also in this game, while getting hard carried by a random with a railgun, I finally completed unnatural selection. You just need to survive 10 waves of enemies, but it gets more ridiculous as the waves continued. Thankfully my teammate didn't need any help. At this point I was really starting to enjoy my online experience. But mostly it was because I was playing in a private lobby with a friend, so I was surprised when I got this bounty placed on me for running over an NPC. You just have to survive the bounty for 48 minutes for the run, like the win trophy. I was earning so much XP from the cargo cell missions I also almost at level 50, which was a trophy. This also meant I was halfway through the online experience and thought I would have it in a few more days. Oh, how wrong I was. With level 50 achieved and while waiting for the 48-minute cooldown to end, we started working on 2 trophies, which are very similar, but one of them requires you to win each activity rather than take part in them. For the Enjoy Your Stay trophy, I'll throw up the list of requirements now. These are tied in with the numero uno trophy later, but for that you must win everything the game has to offer. This had many reports of being buggy, but I didn't have any problems unlocking this and it worked first time. My favorite of all the activities were the GTA races, only this time you get missiles and huge boosts to use against other players. I had some fun on these ones. All I had left to do after getting a private dance, which I can't show you because, you know, YouTube, was to do a round of arm wrestling, and that was it. After finishing these I only needed to win a parachute jump, and after that, an air race and the hardest trophy online, numero uno, would be finished. In all honesty, this can be boosted very easily with a friend or group of people. After that was done I decided it was time to kill some people, so I went for the full refund trophy and killed the mugger who mugged you. This can also be boosted very easily with a friend. You just phone Lamar and have him target or another player to be mugged. The mugger can actually escape, so do be quick and kill him before he escapes. After this I didn't have much left to do except level up. I had already spent 2 weeks online every day and I was only level 64. I took advantage of all the weekly double, triple and 4 times XP I could, until an update came which changed the entire grind. That particular XP event was the Arena War, and that week it was granting 4 times the amount of XP than normal to encourage players to try it. I hadn't ever tried it myself until this time, but I had so much fun and I didn't even need to win the round and was earning a ridiculous amount of XP every 5 minutes. Between that and the cargo cell missions for the nightclub and warehouses, I was making my way very steadily towards level 100. I was almost sad my time online would be coming to an end, but as a PlayStation trophy hunter I tend not to linger on a game for too long after I have earned the platinum. I was also going for the first-person trophy towards the end of online experience. I needed to spend 15 hours in first person, so whenever I was driving or flying or AFK I would put it in first person and work towards it slowly. And just like that, the longest trophy in the game completed. It took me a little over 3 weeks to reach level 100, but I had a great time overall. As I just mentioned, I was working towards the first-person trophy and this ended up popping while I was delivering the last of my cargo. I was still delivering because I was trying to earn a platinum medal, but more on those in a minute. You need 30 platinum medals for the decorated trophy. They're just little in-game challenges. The last one I did was to blow up 500 cars, so I just went crazy with the bazooka and had a blast. The very last thing left online was to rob all 20 stores. I left this until last because I wanted to spend all my money I had earned on the oppressor. This makes traveling around the map so much quicker and the police just can't catch you. If you die while robbing the store you must do it again, but the store is closed for a few days in game, so I recommend not dying. And with online finished it was back to the main story, all a few miscellaneous trophies. For Los Santos Customs I took this car and upgraded everything on it for the trophy. After this I went swimming very far outside the map. I was looking to get eaten by a shark, but the shark was kinda dumb.
Is this shark fucking stupid or something? Oh yeah, I got me. Out of your depth.
Up next I needed to capture and return a bounty target alive. This is pretty simple, just shoot them in the leg as they are running away and return them to Maud. I almost missed this trophy as I had killed the previous targets by mistake. Killing all the target would have meant another partial playthrough of the main story. And now for the most annoying collectible in the entire history of Grand Theft Auto. These were so bad I ended up doing them online so I could spawn a vehicle faster. They are indeed the stunt jumps. GTA 5 has, yes you guessed it, 50 stunt jumps to complete. Most of these aren't too bad, but at least 3 of them are terrible and require you to hit the exact spot or it won't register as completed. These took so many attempts on some of them, they were downright painful to finish. Eventually I reached this jump and it most definitely took me the longest. Each time I failed I would have to loose the cops or just get killed and drive back to the jump each time. This took me many attempts to finally land it correctly. Definitely the worst jump in the game, or so I thought. And just like that, I was one jump off from finishing all the stunt jumps in the game. All that stood in my way was this fucking lighthouse jump. I don't think it's as bad as the prison, but it's certainly top 2 of worst things in GTA 5. With all those out of the way I needed to let off some steam, so I started doing some of the rampages with Trevor. These are pretty easy and you can earn some very easy gold medals for the solid gold trophy later on. This hipster mission was my favorite, just freaking hilarious. Some more collectibles were next, so I started going for the nuclear waste collectibles. There are 30 of these around the map, and boy do you have to go all over the map with this super slow submarine. You can get out and scuba dive when you are closer to the collectible, so that is what I did, mostly because the submarine can explode if it takes too much damage, and I didn't want to have to travel all the way back again. All in all these are pretty easy to do, it's just the slowness of them which was the main chore for me. Finishing all of these meant I only had one collectible left to finish, but it was going to require at least another 3 hours of collecting them. Up next was the mystery of Leonora Johnson. She was brutally murdered and the killer was never caught. It's rumored the killer made a confession but then ripped it up and the remaining fragments are scattered around the map. Collecting all 50 of them reveals the killer's location, and side note, you can earn a very easy gold medal when you do reach the killer.
Say hello to Leonora, motherfucker. Something don't feel too good.
All that was left to do now was to 100% the game. I had already finished the majority of this, and this was now just cleaning up the last remaining things. I had to wait a while for the final street race. I had read several things about how buggy this could be, but eventually got a message from How and I was able to finish the street races. I thought it would be funny to finish this with the least gangster activity I could, so I purposely left golf and finishing under par until last. I actually like golf and have played PGA Tour games for many years.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Career criminal in the bag and 100% grind was over. I had 2 trophies remaining at this point, and one of them I had always planned on leaving until last as I thought it was the perfect way to end this story. But for now I went for as many of the quickest and easiest gold medals I could find. I had 37 already, so I replayed Strangers and Freaks and the Rampages. This didn't take nearly as long as the gold medals in Red Dead Redemption 2, those took me over a week to finish. I finished all the gold medals in around a day of playing. And the final trophy was 3-Man Army, survive with a 3-star wanted level with all 3 characters off mission for 3 minutes. I got all 3 characters together and drove to the airport and drove around until the trophy popped. This was the perfect way to end this story and earn one of the rarest platinum trophies on PlayStation. This for me was a perfect platinum. Rockstar did an incredible job on these trophy lists. It's always a perfect balance of grind, hard and fun. I highly recommend this as a platinum. I honestly love this game. Thanks for watching this video, and if you are still here and want to see some of my other platinum experiences, click the link in the description below. See you next time and thanks again.